Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to Deno version 1. So, in this episode, I will be installing and learning Deno. Oh, no, sorry, Deno. Okay, I think that'll. I will try to pronounce it correctly. Deno. It's not Deno. Deno. Um, yeah. If you're new, if you've never heard of this, it is a secure runtime for JavaScript and TypeScript. It is a runtime that was and is created by Ryan Dahl, the same person that made Node.js, but it supports TypeScript by default. It's secure by default. It's super interesting. And today, they are releasing version 1.0.0. I don't think it's been released yet. We're a little early. Deno. We're a little early, but whenever you all see the actual release, let me know in the chat. Like, post the tweet or something like that, if it happens. The thing is, they posted this tweet little over 24 hours ago, so I don't know when the actual release is going to be. But in the meantime, we're going to use the RC3. That's the plan, anyways. TypeScript. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And there also is this issue open. I guess they'll close this whenever they do actually release it, I'm sure. But yeah, so the plan here is I have never touched Deno. I've watched some videos about it. There's been a lot of hype about it recently, in terms of yeah, like YouTube videos and people just talking about like Deno version 1. It's a stable release. There will be no breaking API changes, at least for the next few months. So that's the plan. I'm going to figure out what it is. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to try to get a hello world working. And then my plan is to attempt to build a REST API. So I am a professional Node.js developer. I use Node.js on a daily basis. So I'm going to see, maybe with some help of the chat. I don't know if anybody in the chat has actually, what do you call it? Has used Deno before, but I need to find all of the things that I'm used to using in Node.js. I need to find a web framework with a logger and cores. I need something for environment variables. We're going to use MongoDB, so I need to find a MongoDB driver. I need object schema validation, so we're going to need to find that. And that's the plan. So we'll get there. All right. Yeah, so his first, and that's the thing. I've been saying Deno. I've been saying Deno. I've been saying Deno for the longest time. But a couple of months ago, Ryan Dahl gave a conference talk where he started pronouncing it as Deno instead. So, Deno is the official pronunciation. Yeah, version 1 job posting, looking for Deno developers with 5 years of experience. And thank you, Zero Skills, for that follow. All right, real quick, let's just say hello to everyone. If you have said hello or hi or hey or good morning, I will say hello right now. I think that regular expression works. Hello, Kevin. Welcome. Hello, Greasy Woot. Well, welcome to Coding Carter. Thanks for that auto host. I don't know why your profile pic was broken, but it's fixed now. It's fixed. Hello, David. Good morning. Welcome. Hello, Eternal Dev Coder. Good morning. And hello, Kempagnucci and Brandon. What's up? And Zach, hello, and Script Kitty, how you doing? Oh, you have emotes! Nice! Nice work, Saint Plays. That's pretty cool. Hello, Aaron, good morning, and Daniel, and Neo Viper, and Get Some, and Own the Turtle. Yeah, I don't do music just because I could get a copyright violation. And hello, Percelsior, it's been a while. Nice to see you again as well. And hello, Yannick, and Keru, and Mark, and Il Mikiol, and Ost, and J. Felly Webb, and Lesnard, and Triano. Why not using GraphQL instead of legacy REST? I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not super familiar. I've built GraphQL APIs before. I'm not super familiar with it, and we're in a whole new domain. We are in Deno land, the land of dinosaurs, where there might actually be a GraphQL library, but we're gonna try to do REST. Hello, Ben Arendamer, and Terrazoid, and Mark, and What's Up, Aka, and hello, Chicken. And Potato Head 2, and Suvin, and Mitzik, and Sledge Dog, and Virtual, and Philippe. I'm doing good. I got some good rest. I'm ready to learn Deno. And hello, Azerbaijan, and Makovako. Hello. Is this the equivalent of Node but for TypeScript? It's ultimately in a way meant to kind of be a replacement for Node.js. Like there's no way that it will completely replace Node.js, because Node.js has been out for so long and so many people use it already, and it already has like an ecosystem and all that good stuff. But there's, if you look at some conference talks by Ryan Dahl, the creator of Node.js, he has some regrets and I guess reservations about things that happened with Node.js, things he wish he would have done instead. And a lot of people talk about like the whole npm ecosystem. Like it's so easy to break thousands of things on the web by just changing a node module. People just install node modules blindly without really knowing what they're getting into or what that code is actually running. There's a lot of things and reasons why he did this, but that's the plan. And hello, Ludrugan, welcome. Yeah, he used to call it Deno, and I called it Deno until like 2 days ago when I started hearing people. Actually, the first person I heard calling it Deno was Ben Awad. He has a YouTube channel, and I was like, man, Ben's always pronouncing things weird. He calls NodeMon Node Demon, but I mean that's probably a right pronunciation in some way. But I was like, is it really Deno? And I saw a conference talk like Ryan Dahl introduced it as Deno, and then he stopped himself and he was like, oh, we're calling it Deno now. But yeah. Hello, Shabam, and Sabuza, and Procrastinator Mastermind, welcome, and Scrimpy Data. Biggest annoyance I see is that you have to now go find libraries yourself rather than use a package manager like NPM, which is more secure but more tedious. Exactly. I think that's a good thing, honestly. Like, it's more tedious, but it's more secure in general because you kind of have to audit the libraries that you use. But that's the other thing. Some libraries that are on NPM will actually work with Deno, but we'll talk about in a second how the dependencies work. Like you don't actually directly install anything. You just import it via its full URL, and then during the first run, all of those scripts get resolved. Yeah, that's the plan. Well, building it from scratch, I want to try to find a web framework because I use Express. I never write a REST API from scratch in Node.js. I'm always using at least Express, so I want to find something like that. Hello, Ed, and Senior Dan, and Shabam, and Joe Mama, what's up? Graphics. Hello, Kuzi, and Ben, and Hrit, and Kerm, and Shaggy, and Bungiefield, and Tornado, and Coding Poss, and Informath Music, and Josh, and Load, and Nafeen, thank you for that follow. And Ikrish Cool, and Emphy, and Phil Carbo, what's up? Hello, Techie Pie, and MongoDB, oh, thanks for watching. Hello, Zero Turner, and Jonah Joe, and Seconds to Live, and Slim, and Elements, and Makes, and Shabam, and Julian, it's been a while, welcome, and Scientific, and Pizza Pie Bada Bing, welcome to the show. Express like Deno framework, okay, I'll have to check it out in a second. If you said anything, it's less secure. Arbitrary websites can be hacked easier than NPM infrastructure. Sure, but you can pull in your scripts from GitHub. And so if you can at least trust that a specific version and branch on GitHub is not going to be malicious, then you can install it from there. Like you can install it from a raw Git URL. I think there are a few other follows. Yeah, I saw Deno, or I'm probably gonna say Deno a lot. Deno. I saw that they tweeted about Servest, so I'll check it out. Node.js is a JavaScript runtime. And there were a lot of follows. Thank you, MongoDB, for that follow, and Nafine, and Unreal, and Sarwin. Thank you all very much. Yeah, I saw Oak, which is like Koa, which is another web framework as well. All right, so just let's get into this. Oh, not that. This. And actually, is it released yet? Do we see a tweet? No, we don't see a tweet yet. Yeah, so Deno is a JavaScript and TypeScript runtime. It's built on top of Rust. So let's talk about what is Deno. Git hack is superior to raw Git. Yeah, so anything like that would work though. Ooh, Dinatra. If it's inspired by Sinatra, then that means it's very similar to Express. And thank you, Kerm, for that follow. All right, you're all gonna have to suggest this stuff. Search for subscriptions in my chat manager. I got a sub. Purcell's here! Thank you so much. Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Oh, my sound is off. Thank you for the reminder. And thank you very much for that sub. And you can now, oh, are you getting rated too? I need to turn my sound on, just a second. Okay, so if anyone, we heard this out, well, you heard it, I couldn't hear it, my speakers aren't on, but if anyone else wants to test the sound out, you can always just give me some bits. or sub with Twitch Prime. Check out this link if you're new. If you're new to Twitch, check out Twitch Prime. It's pretty cool. You can support me if you'd like to. All right, let's talk about Deno. And the plan is I'm gonna try not to use any tutorials or anything like that. I'm just going to use what is on the Deno website. And thank you, Skarsh, for that follow. If you are on the Discord, you should have gotten a notification there. Oh yeah, and so it's actually super relevant. Thank you, Brooks, for that raid, and welcome, raiders. Welcome, and thank you, Dusty Posse, for that follow. I will never pronounce it Dino. Well, what they mentioned is it's like dinosaurs, and Dino is the dinosaur from the Flintstones. What is it? Yes, this is exactly one of the huge issues with NPM right now. Brooks with the bits. Thank you so much, Brooks. Very much appreciated. And hello, Yukari. Okay, so what were we talking about? Deno. I guess we're talking about Deno. We're gonna learn it from the website. So they have on here a getting started example. They have a way a thing that you can run to install it. I'm anticipating version 1.0 because it's still 1.0 RC3, but that's okay. And hello, Silverlink, welcome. Yes, okay, that's what I wanted to mention. Thank you. So Brooks was working on Rust on his stream, I believe, and Deno is written on top of Rust. So it's based on it's written on top of Rust instead of C++, like because Node.js is written on top of C++, and it's written on top of Tokyo, which is an asynchronous runtime for Rust. So that's a thing. All right, I think if we look at the manual, it'll at least talk about this kind of stuff. Like if we look at introduction. All right, so here are the highlights of Deno. And that's another thing. Like the code base is easy to understand, easily, all that good stuff. Okay, so it's built on version 8. I'm sorry, not version 8. JavaScript V8 engine, the same thing that Chrome and Node.js run on. It's built on Rust, and it's built on Tokyo. So it's secure by default, no file, network, or environment access. You'll see in a second when we're trying to write some hello worlds that you have to explicitly give it permission. Supports TypeScript out of the box. You do not have to transpile your code. The runtime literally runs TypeScript, which is amazing. There's a single executable. It's only 15 megabytes. It has built-in utilities like a dependency inspector and a code formatter, Deno format, or Deno format. There are audited standard modules, guaranteed to work, and scripts can be bundled into a single file. The other thing to note is they tried to have really, really close feature parity with the global APIs in the web browser. So if you're used to programming in JavaScript on the web, all of those APIs that are in the global namespace, for the most part, I don't know if it's all of them, but most of them exist in the global namespace of Deno as well. So yeah, browser compatible. The subset of Deno programs which are written completely in JavaScript and do not use the Deno namespace ought to be able to run in a modern web browser. So in Node.js, you have things like the FS module, or like all the core modules, FS, HTTP, path, many more, but those are like core modules that are really only exist in Node.js. But Deno is trying to make it so that it uses everything that's in the browser as well. Deno or Dino? Dusty Posse. Thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. Very much appreciated. V8 is a bit slower, actually. All right, let me acknowledge some follows, and then we'll keep going. Riddick and Jay LaBelle and Survive, thank you for those follows. Much appreciated. And Dusty Posse, thank you very much for that Twitch tier 1 sub. Good afternoon. Deno's code base, yeah. How can I get it to work when CJ decides to stream to Deno? I'm doing my best. So the plan is, like, I know nothing. I haven't even installed it yet, and we have to do all of that. Oh, no worries, Razor One. Thanks for dropping by. Should I learn TypeScript? I think so. I think if you've only ever done JavaScript, it's good to learn about static typing. Yes, learn TypeScript. Message me on Discord. Okay, I'll check it out after the stream. Okay, so in comparing this with Node, it does not use npm. It uses module references or URL file paths. So if you have written ECMAScript modules that run directly in the browser, you're not using any sort of build process, you may know that to bring in a script, you have to specify the full path to that script. There's no like relative file paths or anything like that. It's literally a full path, very similar to like a script tag in an HTML file. So in Deno, every script you bring in, you specify the full URL of where that script exists. Mikiol is saying Golang imports work like that. So that's pretty interesting. DPM, Deno Package Manager. I should dig into Rust one of these days. I probably should. I don't know. Okay. And the other interesting thing is there is no package JSON. And it doesn't use one in the module resolution algorithm. Basically, if a file imports a script, the runtime is going to download and cache that script. All async actions return a promise. This is very different from Node, which is callback based. You might be familiar with the error first callback. Be right back. Building DPM. Deno requires explicit permissions for file, network, and environment access. So if you run a script and you haven't explicitly given it permissions to do these things, you will get an error, which is pretty cool. It dies on uncaught errors, and it basically only works with ES modules. So if there's something published on npm, and Sledge Dog, thank you for those bits, very much appreciated. But if there's something published on on npm that exposes itself as an ECMAScript module, you can actually use it directly inside of Deno, and you might use something like unpackage. Or there's also Pika. So Pika is a package registry very similar to npm, but they try to support like TypeScript and ES modules by default. So if I search for like Express, we'll see that we found an exact match on npm, but it's red. It does not support the ECMAScript modules, but we can see other modules below it that support it. So we could either use Pika or we could use unpackage to pull in a script that's on npm. Okay, other key behaviors. Remote code is fetched and cached on first execution and never updated until the code is run with reload. So, as long as there's no man-in-the-middle attack on your first download of your dependencies, you're safe unless you run reload. Oh yeah, JSPM. There are a lot of other, for sure, a lot of other places to get packages. Yeah, we could use JSPM, we could use Pika, we could use unpackage. Basically, any website that exposes JavaScript code over some URL, we can use that to load modules into Deno. We can see the original hand-drawn Deno logo by Ryan Dahl. And thank you, mates, for that follow. And this really cool animated rainy one. Let's see it here. Ooh, very nice. All right, so that's it on what is Deno. Let's figure out how to install this thing. Now... And hello, Doc. Imports will soon support sub-resource integrity. Nice! See, that's the other thing that the browser has. Like, you can technically add a script tag, and if you put the hash of that script or the CSS file, your browser will not load it if the hash does not match. And you could do a very similar thing for Deno packages. Yeah. Yeah, and there we go. If we're validating certificates, and the thing is, that's another issue with npm. I don't know if Deno plan on how they plan on resolving it, but there is no code signing on npm. Everything is just a JavaScript file. But I assume that maybe Deno will come up with some sort of like code signing mechanism as well. Okay. Some reason the manual is not like loading, but if we look at the table of contents after the introduction, we can go to getting started. What's up, Uber? Welcome. Getting started. Okay. Lots of people said hello, and I missed some things. Oh. Thank you, Subin, for that hydrate. TypeScript is awesome. Yeah. Oh, I'm down. Yeah, let's pair, Brooks. You can teach me Rust. Promises are superior to what? Async await? It's the same thing. Async await just is our promises. Oh, to callback. Yes. I tried to create a small API using Deno, Mongo, and ABC, but faced some problems to regular update of Deno, and some modules not aligned with the latest changes. Okay, so you actually wrote this article. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to click it because I don't want any spoilers. I want to try and figure things out myself, but that's pretty cool. Check out this article. And hello, Aldu. What's up, El Muchacho? What's up, Uber Drive By? You could theoretically create a hash of every file and sign that file. Yes. Thank you, Murdoch, for that posture check. Greetings, Dinobots. What's up, Greg? Hello, Neo Viper. Thank you, Nate, for that follow. Although SSL does not equal real code signing. If the npm web server is compromised, malicious code can be uploaded. Exactly. Okay, so in this chapter, we'll discuss installing Deno, running a simple hello world script. All right, what comes after the introduction, getting started? Runtime. Let's look at the runtime. Okay, that's fine. Actually, let's do this. If I go to Deno and then I click on releases, I think they give me a script. Yeah, so this is the script I can run to install version 1.0.0 RC3 because, I mean, Deno version 1.0.0 is supposed to be released today, but I'm a little early, so I'm going to go ahead and install the RC3. I'm thinking that because this was the last RC, the last release candidate, there won't be that much that changes between this and the official release. And if they officially release it while I'm still streaming, I can upgrade. So this is the command I'm going to run to install it. Let's do that now. Here we go. Wow. That was so fast. It's only 15 megabytes. I have a really fast internet connection. Deno-H. Command not found. Okay, I need to add these to my bash profile. Let's do this. What's up, Alana? Welcome. Oh, and thank you, Cache Override. Much appreciated. Bash profile. It looks like I think I just need to add Deno to my path. So I think it's home. Actually, I'm gonna put these in, but I might get rid of them. So it's home /.deno /bin. Yeah, so we're gonna put that there. So I don't actually need. Well, no. Okay, never mind. We're gonna definitely create this this variable. I just created Deno in JavaScript. You silly. Okay, instead of doing home, I'll do a Deno install /bin. Deno install /bin. All right, save that, close that, open a new tab, and I should have Deno. We did it! All right, I think so. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned this, but Deno is an acronym, anagram. It's no. It's this all the same letters as Node, but it's Deno instead. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we have it. We installed it. Great work, everyone. What's next? We need to create a hello world. All right, anagram. That's the word I want. So I'm gonna create a new. Let's create a folder. Let's just call it hello world, and we'll put that script inside of there. So a new file, index.ts, because it is TypeScript. I guess the other thing I want to see really quick is, are there any extensions in VS Code specifically for Deno? Here we go. Deno support for VS Code. It has 8,000 installs, 4.5 stars. 2,000 installs, 4.5 stars. 1,000. I mean, this is probably the one to go with. They all look the same. Main.ts. Okay, I'll call it that. I'll call it main.ts. And actually, I saw that a lot of core modules call themselves mod.ts. After installing this plugin, Deno caches remote imports in a special directory specified by denodir. All right, that looks fine. What about this one? I mean, this one looks a little snazzier. It's got more buttons. Does anyone know which extension I should use in VS Code? Deno is an anagram of Node. Yep. I mean, this one looks nicer. I like their README better. It has less installs, though. The top one. 8,000 installs? All right, here we go. just gonna do it. All of the above. No, we only need one. Deno by Axtroy. Is that the one I installed? No, I didn't install that one. I installed the second one. Just wing it. Yeah, so it's made by Ryan Dahl. Oh, you're absolutely right. I could have sourced my bash profile. Hello, Sid. Welcome, welcome. Make my own. That's not what this stream is about. I'm going to go with the one that has the most installs. They could be bot installs, but that's the plan. All right. if I go back to the manual, like the getting started, they might walk me through a hello world. Let's look. Look, we're gonna go to manual. Yeah, the virus from this extension. Runtime, testing, examples. All right, we gotta look in the examples directory. It's a shame that this manual, I think this was supposed to load on a website, but I got redirected to the Git repo for some reason. Permissions. Doc made that extension, had hundreds of bots install it, just so that I could get rickrolled. All right, let's actually just look on the Deno website. I think they have a hello world, right? Deno run, welcome. Oh, I can just point it at a script. Let's actually look and see what this script is. Like if I try to load this in my browser, it's literally a console log. Okay, I can do that. I can write hello world and then Deno like that. All right, and now we want to run it, so I can say Deno run hello world /main. Compiling file. We did it. We have a hello world. Yeah, so we did it. We basically have done it, and it compiled the file, which is super interesting, and then we're running it. How did I get the menu, the emoji? So I'm on a Mac. On a Mac, you can do Control Command Space. That brings up the emoji menu. If you are on a Windows computer, you can do Windows key period, and that'll bring up the emoji menu. Yeah, done. Great work, everyone. We've done it. We wrote our first Deno program. So that's awesome. I can do console log. That's great. I think the majority of this stream is just going to be me figuring out how to do this API stuff. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So I want to build a REST API. I've mentioned it before, but I usually build things with Express.js. That's what I use in Node. But we need to find something for Deno. Windows semicolon works for the emoji menu as well. That's good. We did it. Good job, everyone. Okay, so if you have suggestions for Deno web frameworks, please put them in the chat now. What I will show is that on the Deno website, you can go to standard modules. You can see all the things that are built in. There is no web library. Like you technically can write simple code like this to write a simple web server, but we want middlewares. We want default headers, different things like that. We want a logger, and so doing it from scratch is probably not the way to go. So if we look at third-party modules, and I just search for like web, there's ABC. That Servest thing. Hello, given to meow. How's that going? It's been a while. Serve. It's actually not listed here. That's okay. Download it from the Snap Store. Now, where's my Linux emoji menu? I don't know, Surfcat. I really don't know. And thank you, Zach, for that. Hydrate. Oak and Deno Train has pretty comparable AI. All right, so let's look at Oak. So Oak is an anagram of Koa. Koa is a very popular library for creating APIs that came after Express, and it's based on initially it's based on generators, then it's based on async await. Thank you, Life with Bugs, for that hydration. Yeah, can you tell your friends? Let's help me get to the top of the science and technology category. Tell your friends, retweet. At channel all your Discord servers. Come watch Deno. Okay, so we can create async middlewares. That's pretty cool. We can create response handlers. Can I do like app.get, app.post? Okay, that looks promising. Deno Train was the other one. An easy web server like Express. Oh, somebody mentioned one earlier that was like Sinatra. Take a look. Yeah, you can write JSX directly in server code. You could basically make Dinatra. Okay, I'll take a look at that one. And thank you, Papel and Rev Burpo, for those follows. Hello, Linus. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for hanging out with us. Dinatra. All right, we're gonna use. Okay, so this is Deno Train. Oh, look at that! Look at that nice little dinosaur in a train. All right, we have an application. We can set cookies. We can create routers with paths. This looks pretty good. This looks very similar to what I'm used to in Express. All right, let's look up Dinatra. It's not here. We'll search the web for Dinatra. Deno. Shiny Coffin, thank you for that, host. Sinatra-like lightweight web app framework for Deno. Okay, so Dinatra has 284 GitHub stars. If we, let's try to find Oak on GitHub. Excited. 634 stars. And if we try to find Deno train on GitHub. Okay, this only has 4 stars. 1 open issue. Dinatra has 284, 4 open issues. Oak has 634 with 9 open issues. I probably will use Oak. It seems to be like the one that most people are using. Though... Vendetta! Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Drash is another candidate. Let's check it out. Drash. Deno. Yeah, let's actually vote. Let's vote on which one you want to see me use. Honestly, I'll probably just use Oak. I don't have the time. I'm a busy developer. I don't have the time to write my own. Arrest micro framework. It actually looks really cool. We're gonna use Oak. We're not even gonna vote. We're gonna use Oak. It has win. Oak win. Yeah, it has the most stars. This seems to be the way to go. The numbers are so low, and Deno is so beta. It's true. The thing is, yeah, this app that I write, it's just gonna be scrapped eventually. Okay, so we found our web framework. We're gonna go with Oak. And I'm guessing we can write our own middleware logger. Overruled. And I'm guessing we can write our own cores middleware, which should be fine. So, yeah, I wanted to deploy it. The thing is, yeah, decent rundown on lots of Deno stuff. What I need to know. All right, let's check it out. Getting started. All right. Yeah, there's the Deno security stuff. We're going to need that for whenever we're doing network stuff. Allow permissions, bash script, standard lib, TypeScript. What's the countdown at the top? What countdown? What countdown? What are you talking about? Is there a countdown? Oh, on my computer. Oh, that's my break timer. It's this. That's what we're seeing. Yeah, that's it. Quick stretch. All right. Okay, it seems like a good read. We're going to wing it, though. So we want to use Oak. If we view it on GitHub, does it tell us how to install? Okay, so we're going to import application directly from this URL. So let's get going. We're going to create a directory called CRUD Dinosaurs. So we're going to make a REST API where you can create, read, update, and delete dinosaurs, and we're going to do it with Deno. So we're going to make main.ts. We are going to bring that in. Right now it's complaining. Application is declared, but it's never read. Well, that's pretty cool. Do I need to run any sort of enable Deno? Deno is already enabled. Cool. So we have our application. That's great. I'm going to use single quotes because that's just the way I am. And then we need an application. Let's just do a basic hello world. I mean, if I want to return like a JSON object, can I just set the... Let's try it. I actually want to set the body to be an object where the message is hello world with a dinosaur. And we're going to listen on port 4242. Here's the interesting note. Deno supports top level await. And The reason they support that is because it's an ECMAScript standard, and I believe Chrome supports top level await. Deno format. Oh, let's see what. Actually, I'm very curious what Deno format will do. Let's go into that CRUD directory. Ah, it uses double quotes. All right, that's fine. An import path cannot end with a .ts extension. Consider importing /oak. Really? Cannot find module. All right, and then why is this complaining? Context implicitly has an any type. Ah. Oh, I just want /mod without the .ts. Can't find module. It's just TypeScript fighting with Deno, right? Okay, Deno, enable Deno. I definitely want the full path. Okay, I don't have a type on this context item. If we look at the Oak docs, do they have a place where I can import types from? Yeah, I'm gonna go with what was here, which is importing the full thing. What I want about the extension? Stop the count. So that's fine. Where are all of our types, though? Let's see if there's actually a context type that's exported. Hello, Nicotechnic. Welcome. Oh, man. Yeah, you definitely need the file extension. Very similar to in the browser, you need the file extension. Okay, we're gonna try that. We're gonna try that other extension. Let's uninstall this one. Disable. Uninstall. Reload. And thank you, Kevin, for that follow. Very much appreciated. And we're gonna search for Deno. And we're gonna install this one with less installs, but it looked a little bit nicer. Okay. Could not find Deno in your path. You are wrong, sir. Deno? Reload Windows. Can I do a code review with something that is in C#? I could. I'll say I'm not going to do it today because I'm on a limited time span. I'm on limited time. Hello, Win320day. Welcome. But I could. I don't know if you would want me to because I haven't. It's been a while since I've written C# code. Okay, this shouldn't be this hard. I'm always on a limited time. It's true, but there are certain streams where it would be better to do certain things. All right. Should it be this hard? Oh, okay. Thank you. But basically, read the manual. Deno enabled true. So here we go. I'm gonna install again. We need a new folder. We're gonna call it .vs code. I mean, technically I could put this in my global settings, but we're gonna just do project level settings. Read the manual. Settings.json. And then inside of here is where we can specify Deno enabled true. Well, that didn't work. Deno is enabled. Yes! All right, we have no errors. Oh wait, we don't. Can't find module locally. I think that just means we need to run it because it's gonna cache it. Okay, I think we're good. So if I do Deno run main, we should get an error about the network. Yeah, so first it's going to download Oak because this, and any of the standard libraries that we need because it's the first time that I'm running the app. And then uncop permission, network access to port 8000, run it with a loud net instead. Okay. And also, I want to be on port 4242. Okay. And so here's the thing. Actually saw a GitHub issue about this. There's no package JSON, so there's no way for me to predefine what are the flags I need for running my app. I mean, technically, I could do Deno, run, main, allow net. That should work. 4242, run again. Oh, I think I need allow net in front of the file name. Like right here. Okay, it's running. I think it's running. And if we go to localhost 4242, hello world! Look at it! Yeah, and so that's what I was thinking, Pixa, is we'll create like a /run script or /start script that passes in all the default flags. Yeah, okay. Does it auto reload? I don't think it will. We need something special for auto reloading, right? Like if I add a dinosaur. Yeah, we have to kill it. I wonder if there's a a watch command. Hello, Kuzi. Welcome, welcome. Dinomon. Nodemon. Damon, Dino Fun, Mongo. Oh, there's a Mongo driver. Yeah, so if we on the Deno Twitter, they retweeted from Servest, which is another. Actually, we didn't look at this one, did we? Let's see how many stars this one has on GitHub. Greetings, Shurkim. Welcome. 142. It's still less than Oak. That's okay. Yeah, get that viewer count up. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Where are we in the science and technology category? Let's see. I think Alkabot can tell us that, can't they? Yes, we are number 1. Great work, everyone. You did this. You did this. Oh, servlet is it's server-side React. Oh, hello, Lily Hazel. Lily Hazel is the community manager for the Life Coders team. Check her out. Oh, thank you. Thanks for lurking. Okay, I was here. I did it all on my own. All right, so we've got the app. I have no problem with just rerunning it every now and then. There's probably some easy way to like watch it, but there we go. So we got our hello world. That's great. Now, back to the README. We need something for environment variables because we're going to be connecting to a database, and actually, I'm pretty sure we're just going to use the MongoDB driver, but let's look up something for environment variables. Like .env is the one I'm used to in Node. There is a NodeMon alternative. Can you link me to it? I think I'm going to use this .env one. Oh, that's actually really cool, Doc. So you can be more explicit about your command to say that, like, oh, this should only run on a specific IP address. So if it tries running on, like, a different port or something like that. Deno Nodemon. Denon. Denv. Let me look at Denv. .env looks promising to me. Denv. Quoted values and expanded new lines are not implemented. Whereas on this one, you can use quoted. New lines are expanded if in double quotes. Yeah. Did that break it? And thank you, Ashiro, for that follow. Is it still working? It's still working. Okay. Do all packages need to be puns? Probably. All right, so now we want .env. And apparently, if we just import it like this, then by default, it's going to read in our .env. So in CRUD Dinosaurs, we'll create a new file, call it .env. And here we'll just say, like, whoa. Oh, my goodness. My cloak extension is finally working. Okay, but message equals hello world. And then Deno. It actually is pronounced Dino. Okay, so if we load this in by default, it should read in that .env file, and then we should be able to log deno.env.get message. Do we need to import Deno? Denon. Okay. Give me a second. I'll install that too. Yeah, well, we should have to allow in, but I want to see the error. I want to know that I'm secure. Is that the one? Yeah, Elias Green. Updated 2 days ago. Like Gnomon, but made in and for Deno. Deno style file watcher. Denon. Okay. Allow read and allow run. I'm down. Let's do it. What's up, Neon? Welcome. Actually, let's add this here. File watcher. Using that. Oh yeah, and then let's also link. So let me kill this. I'll run this here. That's going to install it in this directory. So then I should be able to do Denon. It should complain. Yeah, I need the allow net. So Denon. Allow net. Commands, options, script arguments. -- unstable? What? Good morning, Shuchi. Welcome. Yeah, team name still works. Yeah, your team React. What's happening? What did I do wrong? I installed the unstable version. When I did this, do I not want... Do I want the... Okay. Do I want the command after? I thought the options came before the file name. Nope. I guess I don't want the unstable one. There are React, Angular, Vue, Svelte, and JavaScript. Or you can do vanilla. Whoa! Well, that's an error. We're going to install the unstable one. And then, I'll try to specify the IP address. Specify the network? Bind it to one... I mean, let me know if this is what you mean by that. Denon might not be the way to go. And I think .env is the one that we loaded for this. This is very confusing to me. It's confusing to me too. Ultimately, here's what we're up against. This is fairly new. I could also add 4242. Let's try that. Have I tried turning it off and on again? So here's the thing. If we just run it with Deno instead of Denon, it works. Wait, did I spell it wrong? Allow net? What happened? What did I break? What did I break? Oh, Deno. Oh, okay. Okay. I was freaking out for a second. I was like, what do we do? Yeah, 2 L's in allow. Okay, so this works. We're just gonna have to restart this manually. Why don't I make a config file to run that config file? All right, let's see. Okay. Couldn't get it working. Whirling? Working. Run, Deno, run. Okay, so we got environment variables loaded in, but, oh, I guess we didn't save the file. So if I save this, now it should try to load the message environment variable, and we should get an error because I don't have permissions for that. Yeah, so it's going to download .env. And then we're denied read access, so we also need the allow read. And we should see, oh, and we need the allow env. This is great. Secure by default. Will be deprecated in favor of this. That's fine. I'll load that instead. And it does log hello world. So that's awesome. But let's load it from where they told us to load it from instead. Let me try Denon run. So complicated. I would say this is nice because in Node.js, it has all of these permissions by default. So if you're running a script that is coming from npm, it could be doing random things. Like you could have downloaded like a simple logger library, but it's trying to make network requests. And if you didn't explicitly allow it, it would be denied. All right, let's try running Denon. Denon run. Because file run does not exist. Denon. Access to environment variables run again with the allow env flag. Something's wrong with Denon. We need to find a different file watcher. Because, I mean, I'm passing in, let's look at the docs really quick. Like, okay, so we got .env, that's great. Ease of use is greater than security. No, it's not. Run with the -- debug flag. Okay. I mean, I kind of don't want to, I don't want to. This should be the least of our problems. So Deno is a secure JavaScript runtime. A file watcher is something that will watch when the files change and automatically restart the process. Because otherwise, every time I change the files, I have to restart it. And that's okay. If somebody else can find me something better than Denon, undefined. Why is it undefined? Just let me run my program. If I look at the .env, there is a message. And for some reason it's undefined. Oh! I changed the import. Yeah, I actually want it to, I want it to be load because that loads it by default. Otherwise I have to call config. Okay, let's actually call it explicitly. So if I look at .env, which is the one that I just installed. Yeah, they're explicit flags. I guess we'll do this. This is more explicit. So instead of loading and load, we'll do this, and then we'll run config, which is going to load in the environment variable. Oh, you're right, Jeffrey. I could literally use nodemon to run here, because you can actually specify any script. I don't think I will. We're just gonna restart it manually. No harm in that. Okay, so we can load environment variables. That's great. Step 1 done. And thank you, Dr. Dynamite. Deno? I've been saying Deno, haven't I? Dino. No. No, Deno. Deno is right. Deno is right. It's not Deno, which is what I used to call it. Okay, now we need a MongoDB driver. And there is one that's listed on here. It's just literally MongoDB driver for Deno. Guides to do, examples to do, benchmarks to do. So that's great. I mean, it looks fine though. It has all the things we need. We can connect to a database. We can insert all that good stuff. So let's try to bring it in. Denomite. The next version should be called Odin. Okay, so creating our app. We're now bringing in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use Deno because it likes double quotes, and I'm a single quote kind of person. So, regardless, so initialize the plugin, connect, and then get the client. Deno is the new node. Deno is a secure JavaScript and TypeScript runtime. It's kind of potentially a replacement for Node, but it's way far off from that. Single quotes? Nah. All right, so we're going to init. We're going to create a client. We're going to connect using our environment variable. So I'm actually going to pull this into my environment variable and call this like Mongo URI. Like that. We'll get rid of message. And then in here, I need to do deno.env.get. Is that what it is? Oh, I could use it from config. Okay, I could actually just do this. I could say env equals config, and then I can do env.mongo URI. Okay, and then we look back. Deno format, JSX single quote. Does that work? This example in the Mongo example is broken. The Git client is not anywhere in here. Can I import it? No. Oh, so I could use Deno format single quote. Exactly. So this is one really cool thing about Deno is it caches everything, and you don't have to have an entire node modules directory in every single project. Do I do like client.get client? I don't know. I'm not really getting any type completion here. Yeah. Can we open this on GitHub? Where's the GitHub repo? Deno Mongo. Brought in from the local cache. Yeah, like the type completion and things like that should be. Do I need a Deno RC? Oh, that's possible. Repository link at the top of the docs. Okay. Oh, not that one. We're looking at Deno Mongo. I don't know where this Git client. Where does Git client come from? Deno time, right? Okay, if I run this code, I have to get client is not a function, right? Right? Let's try it. Great. Great. Okay. Cannot find name get client. That's what I expected. Is get client... All right, see you later, Aaron. Thanks for hanging out with us. Is get client defined like in the default export? Star from client. I'm using DuckDuckGo as my default search engine, and if I do on DuckDuckGo, if you do !GH, excuse me, that searches GitHub directly. Maybe just use the client. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, let's see. Connect with URI returns void. Oh, there is a database property. Why is this complaining? I don't think Google has the same feature. Reload, no. Reload Windows? GitHub tab complete will do the same. That's good. Okay. Now let's try it. If we don't get any errors, then that means it actually connected to the database. Oh, buddy. Ingest, they create it from the Mongo client. Okay. Hello, Elite Rose. Welcome. I think Ed. So, namespace Deno has no exported member plugin op. I'm curious what version of Deno is supported. Version 0.39. Ah. Amazing. It's brand new. It's brand new. I expected to run into trouble. Okay. This, I don't know if this supports the latest RC. Let's see if there might be an issue. And this isn't Deno's fault. This is, I mean, the libraries have to exist. Using Deno 4. Oh yeah, so this person's on Windows, but they are using the RC. Encountered 6 errors. Yep. The latest version of Deno cannot be used because the recent API isn't compatible and changed a lot. All right, we need another Mongo driver. I guess if we limit it to TypeScript. Oh man, I should have looked into this. should we use SQL instead? I know there's like a use FaunaDB instead of Mongo. The thing is, until this library is updated, I can't use it with version 1.0. All right, let's just search the web for Denoland Mongo driver. Denon Mongo, is this one? Denon DB. SQL. Don't go with SQL. Bleeding Edge. Rock Mongo is a MongoDB, non-GoDB. SQL. What's up, Bob? No SQL. I don't really have that much time. Oh yeah, what's up, C Sharp Fritz? C Sharp Fritz is the proud founder of and organizer of the Live Coders team. Definitely check him out. But yeah, FaunaDB sponsors the Live Coders team. Oh yeah, and thank you, Shirano, for this. So, C Sharp Fritz, we are trying Deno, which is Bleeding Edge, and we apparently the MongoDB driver that's there isn't working with the latest version of Deno. If somebody's created a FaunaDB adapter, that would be awesome. But let's see. SQLite? Deno Mongo database driver. Yeah, that's the one we looked at. That's the only, it's literally the only one. Typo RM. Fauna. Are we gonna have to use SQL? A simple ORM library based on MySQL. Oh man. A SQL query builder. Light SQL. Don't use a database. I mean, that's also a possibility. We could just CRUD against an array. Nothing's wrong with SQL. I just have to. I don't know if I have Postgres installed locally. I'd have to get like a Docker container. Firestore. Use a flat CSV file. I could just use. Let's use. Okay. Here. Okay. I agree with everyone. We're gonna go flat file. And not even flat file. We could do it in memory at first. Latest Deno Mongo does not support v1. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, we're just gonna go with we're gonna do like an in memory API. And hello, Ijo. Thank you for that follow. All right, last thing we need is some sort of schema validation. Oh, actually, we aren't searching these other places. Like if I search on Pika for Mongo, JavaScript implementation of the MongoDB query language. MongoDB? TypoRM? I guess because TypoRM is technically TypeScript. What's the difference between a driver and an ORM? A driver is just the minimum amount you need to connect and query that database. An ORM is a higher level wrapper that will give you like object relationships and things like that. Redis. Oh, we could use Redis. Is there a Redis module for Deno? Ooh, an experimental implementation of the Redis client for Deno. Issues. I mean, those are old ones. This was last. Oh, okay. So they bumped it 3 days ago. It supports version 1 RC2. Deno! All right, should we use experimental? Okay, it won't work. You know what? I don't have much time, so we're just gonna go with an in-memory database. So Redis is a key value store. It's a type of NoSQL database. Okay, let's just try to get this API going. We no longer want to bring in Mongo because it's borked. We don't have a database. We just have a basic application. Can I do something like app.get? I'm not getting very good type completion in my editor. There could be something I'm missing to get good type completion. Firebase? I don't think there's going to be a Deno compatible Firebase package. I think technically I just need something that is exported as an ECMAScript module. And thank you, that noob, for the follow. What is the actual purpose of Redis in a production environment? A lot of people use it for caching. It's really quick, just key value lookup. Deno feathers? No way. Actually, I mean, we probably could find a Rush driver. Okay. I don't have enough time for this. We need to just get our API going. Deno Mongo. Not that. Okay, we're using Oak. I want to see some examples in Oak. Like we want to just create like a GET request to list all dinosaurs. And thank you, Hasashima, for that follow. Everything's app.use. I don't want to... Okay, router. This is what we want. We want a router. Okay, so we bring in application. We also bring in router. And then we can create a router, and then we use the routes. Very good. So create an instance of a router. We'll have some routes here. We'll create an application, which we've already done, and then we'll use that instead. And we're going to change our get route to use this handler here. So get slash is just going to return hello world. Great. I'm going to define these separately just because I'm used to doing that. Okay, so if we did this right, we should get still the same basic API. Replace the double quotes. Oh, I could do Deno format. I could always use the supported version of Deno with that Mongolib, but it's 1.0 release day. We're trying to be on the bleeding edge. Have they released 1.0 yet? Refresh. No, the issue's still open. Okay. I've been coding for like roughly 15 years. Okay, now, does Hello World still work? Hello World still works, that's great. 42, great. Now, let's write some more routes. So, oh yeah, and I'm gonna try Deno format. So Deno fmt doc. What was the command line flag for single quotes? single quote, main. Doesn't work. we're just gonna do it manually. And hello, Scythe Slime Knee, welcome. And thank you, Mustafake. Welcome. Thanks for that follow. JSX single quote? Alright. Deno. Format. JSX single quote. Main. JSQ. I can do this. JSX single quote. Oh, I don't need a file. It'll just run it on anything in that directory. Oh well, doesn't matter. Does not matter. Let's just build this API. Gosh darn it. Okay, so we need a database. This database is just going to be it's just going to be a map. So DB is a new map. It'll be a map that goes from a number ID to a dinosaur, and we'll define the dinosaur interface. And so then we need an interface dinosaur that has an ID, which is a number. It has a name, which is a string, and it has an image, which is also a string. It then has... I think that's good enough. We don't want to complicate things. Cannot find name map. Did I need to change my target library? I already tried that, Doc. I didn't say it. I didn't see it. I should be able to use a map by default, huh? Oh well. And then if we say router.get /dinosaurs, grab the context, and we should be able to say context.response.body. Stop it. .body equals db dot, oh, like, can I turn it into, can I do like db.entries? Do I need to do Deno.map? Global this.map. Deno has been released. Okay. We gotta install the latest one. Refresh. Expand it. Troll. Stop it. We're trying to get things done here. Okay. How in the heck do I use a map in Deno? If we look back at that example of Oak, yeah, I just used a map straight up. Huh. So that's weird. Okay, I'm not getting type completion, but I could just do this. And then db.values. That. Okay, so if we kill this and rerun it, I was reading the error. The error is, cannot find name map. Do I need to change my target library? Try changing the lib compiler option to ES 2015 or later. How? Do I need a tsconfig? I mean, it's technically working, but I guess I might need a tsconfig and then lib ES 2015. Hey, okay. And now I get some type completion. db dot. No, it's still broken. Oh well, doesn't matter. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so it's running now, and if I make a request to /dinosaurs, empty array, we have a database with no dinosaurs. Great. And now I want to be able to create a dinosaur, so I'm going to do router.post. And And then we could do context dot request dot body. Okay, we can look at the request body and we can validate it. This is fine. I think I'm ignoring it, but I just wanted some type completion. I wanted to be able to say like db.values, and I wanted it to tell me that it was a thing. Jurassic Park, yes. Triano has the plugin configuration. Let's take a look. After installing a TypeScript Deno plugin, is this the one that I installed? It uses npm. We want to avoid that. Okay, I want a validator. I didn't see anything like on Awesome Deno, but if I just look on pika.dev, which has ECMAScript modules, we can just look for like AJV is another JSON validator. I've used that a lot. Let's see. TypeScript friendly data validator for JavaScript. Tinder. Would you look at that? How does it work? We have an interface. Okay, I have my dinosaur interface. That's great. Thank you, Yannick, for that hydrate. No, Tinder with a Y. We bring in compile. Oh, then you have to pass in a string? Can we just validate against an interface? I'm going to skip this library because they don't have syntax highlighting in their README. So let's find a better one. Jacked AJV validator from 2 years ago. JSON schema. Easy schema validator. Easily validate JSON schema. So we got our schema. Validate it. I think it's fine. Let's just search for validator. Does anyone know of a TypeScript validation library that can validate an object based on an interface? Superstruct, a simple expressive way to validate data in JavaScript. Export a struct. Hello, Conrad. Welcome. TypeScript validator from interface. Validate any object against an interface in TypeScript. Yeah, so TypeScript is like compile time checking. You can do an interface to JSON schema. All right. The validator is going to validate the incoming request body that is a dinosaur. I could just validate manually, right? But I want to explore the idea of using external libraries because I am a JavaScript developer. And thank you, Jay Sure, for that follow. Struct looks nice. Oh, yup. I use yup all the time. Nice. Okay. I'll just use yup. I actually really like yup. Yup is great. How do I install it from Pika, though? Does Pika give us, Hey! All right, so we're going to bring this in right here. Import star as yup. And then let me actually, there's probably a better way to do this, but if I rerun the command, it'll download it, which should give me type completion in my editor. TypeScript interface checker. If you don't give network access, will it still import libraries? Yes, I believe so, because the library resolution happens at the initial, like when the file is first run. But after that, it doesn't access the network. Thank you, Coder in Black. Posture check. Install it from npm. What if I import malware at malware.com? It'd probably work. Okay, why is this taking so long? I just want a schema validator. Okay. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. I think it worked. I think it worked. It just didn't tell me that it was done. Okay, that's fine. So now, if I open this up, yeah, there we go. So it's not complaining about that anymore because it actually has it. And so when we do a post, we could do like, yup, dot, there we go. Okay, so let's create a schema. Dino schema. Oh, we'll give it the full name, Dinosaur. Dinosaur schema. I think we do yup dot object. Yeah, yup dot object dot I need to look up the yup docs. Yep. Deno. Console.log listening. Oh yeah, good call. Thank you, Jeffrey. I technically could do that right here. I could do listening on and then this. Localhost 4242. There we go. And now we actually know that something's happening. Identifier expected. Oh, my code's broke right now. But regardless, that's good. Before the await statement, I would say after the await statement. This is going to be non-blocking, but once it's actually listening on the port, it'll go to that line. I think. All right. How do I use yup? Yup.object.shape. And then shape accepts an object, and then we can define our stuff. So ID is yup.number. I think you spaced devs for that follow. Yup.number.required? No. Well, actually, the ID is not required. That's gonna be auto-generated. So name is yup.string. You do .trim to make sure it's not empty. And I think we do like min length 2. Name. Well, we'll just do that. We'll use the default errors. And then image is very similar. Can I do .url or .uri? Yeah, so it's required, and it must be a URL. Okay, I think this is our schema. And now we can validate the incoming request body against that schema. So I can say dinosaur schema.validate against the context.request.body. And that should throw an error. Autocomplete in Deno. It's TypeScript autocomplete technically. So yeah. So I'm not gonna add ID because ID will be dynamically generated by my database, I guess. This should throw an error. All right, I'm gonna start up Insomnia. We're going to create a new request against our API. New request. Dinosaur CRUD. We're going to make a GET request against localhost 4242/dinosaurs. Well, actually, if we make a GET request, couldn't connect to server? What? Oh, it's not running. Yeah, there are some SQL drivers for Deno for sure. We tried using what do you call it? We tried using the MongoDB driver, but it's not supported by the latest version of Deno. Okay, so that's working. And I think whoever mentioned that is right. We actually need to log there. Okay, let's try to make a post request with an empty body. Go. 404 not found. Router.post/dinosaurs. Await is blocking? No. Well, not await itself is not blocking, but I guess this doesn't resolve until the app closes, I guess. Oh, we could generate a UUID and look at that. This is good to hear. Because we don't have to do like a weird number ID or anything like that. We'll just generate a UID. And that will be what's in our database. Beautiful. And so actually our map here is not going to be from numbers to strings. It's going to be, from numbers to dinosaurs. It'll be strings to dinosaurs. And ID will be a string. Okay. Why is post/dinosaurs not working? 404 not found. But yet is found. This is imports. It looks like Golang. Yeah. Maybe I need like a try catch. Let me just make sure this works. What? So can I post against... well, we'll need to restart it. Wow. Okay, so the post request actually works. It could be that this is throwing an error, and I'm not doing anything with that error. So I think I need to like try catch this. And what does validate return? Validate returns the actual object, I think. And then we could just say context, not that, ctx.response.body equals the dinosaur that we just validated. Okay, and if there was an error, can we do like context.response.status? Status is a property? Oh, we just set it. Okay, so status equals 422. And context dot response dot body, it will be an object where the message is error.message. Okay, so now if the validation fails, we should get back a 422 status code. We'll need to restart. Oh, so we installed Deno with AllowNet. I see. We just get back an empty object. Well, okay. That's fine. I think we need... I need to look at yup. How does validation... I misspelled message in the error message. Not that it matters. Right. Okay, thank you. Missing an S. If we look at schema... schema.isValid returns a promise. Okay, let's do that. Schema.isValid. And then await. Oh yeah, and jokes is I was missing await, so maybe I actually need... I can do validate. Does this return a promise? Yeah, that returns... Okay, I was missing the await. And then we'll make this an async function. What the heck just happened? Wait. I have to be able to do async stuff, right? Right? There's no way I can't do async stuff. Beans. All right. No async for you. 404 not found. Oh, buddy. Hello, gamer. I'm doing pretty good. I'm having a whole lot of issues here. We couldn't find libraries that we could work with. Somehow using... I mean, is it... If... I'm not familiar with Koa, but in Oak, if your handler throws an error... let me restart the TypeScript server. That's a noof. Okay. It's very possible that that will throw an error. Hello, Mark. Welcome. 404 not found. Keep... If I would, like, the thing is, I could have prepared, but I mean, this is me. This is me trying to figure things out. We're doing a lot of things here because I'm trying to use basically just an ES module that's not necessarily written for Deno, but with Deno because it should support it. And then we're using Oak, which seems to be the most popular web framework for Deno right now. And I probably just need to read the Oak documentation because this is actually giving me a not found if it throws an error, maybe. Like, this should actually need to be in the try catch, I think. Dinosaur dragon. Oh, I'm not in Dubai, no. I mean, somebody else might be. Oh, if it's async, do I need to like return it? I need to look at the Oak documentation. Hello, Nits. I'm doing pretty good. I just can't figure this out. Wat. Okay, so that works. Apparently, it's like, I mean, it's not swallowing an error, but we're doing something wrong. I need to look at the Oak documentation. I need to look at Oak and figure out what I need to do for asynchronous handlers. Async context, await, send. Maybe. Okay, yeah, so you definitely can throw errors. And we could create a general error handler. Await context result equals await context.request.body. Deno v1 now officially. I think there already was a pull request, wasn't there? I just have a fundamental misunderstanding of how to use Oak, I think the problem is. Content types, Oak, issues. Context request.body is not working. Oh, I'm not awaiting it. That could be an issue. I guess it probably should have set up a general error handler. And then we can say context.response.body equals those things. Okay, that might have been what I was missing, is I wasn't actually awaiting the body. So now, yes, thank you, Ed. Okay, so it was my own fault. I don't understand how to use this library. We need to actually await the request body, and then we can validate it and use it. And so at this point, it threw an error. And actually, I'm really curious. I'm really curious what happens if we don't actually catch this error. Will we just see? Will Oak properly wrap this thrown error and return a response? No. Okay, yeah. We get an internal server error. Great. Okay, so that was my fault. There's nothing wrong with Oak or Deno. I just didn't know how to use this thing. Okay, so it's actually validating the body. That's great. Yeah, so you could potentially reject a request before a giant post request completes, for sure. So I believe this is like potentially streaming. And you could write a custom, yeah. What is this? Deno.readAll? Okay. This fact that in JavaScript both normal functions and async functions live in the same space and can be called interchangeably leads to a lot of confusion. Yes. Okay, so we're validating. So that's awesome. Now that we're validating, I should actually be able to send a legitimate body. So in the body, I'm going to do some JSON. Oh, do I need to set up a body parser? I might need to set up a body parser, but we'll see. So name, someone name your favorite dinosaur. Dinosaur name. Go. Talking to you. Person maybe watching right now. What's a good dinosaur? T-Rex. Thank you. Thank you, YV. Brontosaurus. Stegosaurus. All right. Save your suggestions. We're gonna need them again soon. Fake image. So this should validate the image. Wait, I need to restart the server. Tyrannosaurus. Hello, John. Tyrannosaurus rect. Okay, image is a required field, so it needs to be a legitimate https:// some image .png. Image is a required field. Oh, some image.com/wat.png. What am I doing wrong? Oh, you know what? Okay, let's look at the actual body that we're getting. I think I might need to JSON parse it because it's not going to JSON parse automatically for me. I don't think. And thank you, Arenaldo, for that follow. Type JSON value. So we have to access the value. Okay. If body.type equals JSON. Oh, if it does not equal JSON, then throw new error invalid body. So that should go to the catch, and then otherwise we're going to validate body.value. Okay, we're figuring things out. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. And send. Nice. Okay, so it's literally just responding with the thing that I sent it, so that's great. Now we actually want to put it in our database, and we want to use the UUID thing that's built into Deno to generate our body shaming error message. I guess so. I'm telling them that their body is invalid, but it legitimately is because it's not of type JSON. Okay, so we're actually going to bring in UUID, which is a standard module. It's built into Deno. And then we can generate IDs like so. So if this is a valid body, we get back the dinosaur, and we should say dinosaurs, or no, db.set, and actually before that we'll say dinosaur.id equals generate a UUID, and then I could say db.set dinosaur.id with the dinosaur. So that's going to put it in the DB. It'll exist in memory, and then we should be able to list all things. Okay, this is a TypeScript error. So we need to tell it that, actually we can say, wait. ID does not exist on type object and name stream image string. I could say ID is optional, and then, oh, didn't mean to do that. But then I could also say that the validator actually gives me back a type dinosaur, I think. That is not what we're doing right now. If you look at the title of the stream, that's basically what we're doing. We're trying to build an API with Deno, which is a new JavaScript and TypeScript runtime. Can I do that? It's technically, it's TypeScript. It's not a whole new language, but it is it's a runtime like Node.js that supports TypeScript by default. Expected 0 type arguments, but got 1. Okay, so that doesn't work. Can I do this? Cool. And now we will try to create a dinosaur. It gets back an ID, and if we get all dinosaurs, we get an array of dinosaurs. Okay, so we've done it. We have a basic post route which can create a dinosaur. We can list all dinosaurs, and yeah, I guess we could do update and delete a dinosaur. And it's built on top of V8 as well. So if you go to Deno.land, Deno.land, they talk about it, but it's built on top of the V8 JavaScript engine. It's built with Rust, and it uses Tokio, which is an async framework for Rust. But if you look at their website, I'm not the best at like selling it, but they have a lot of really cool built-in features. And the idea is that it's much more compliant and similar to the way that things work in the browser. So when you're importing modules, you have to import via the full URL and all that good stuff. Yeah. Just a second. Getting lots of notifications. Okay. So we have 2 basic routes. Let's create a route where we can delete by ID. Okay, so router.delete. Does this support route params? So if I do like dinosaurs/ID, and that gives us the context. Can I do something like context.request.params? Yep, so in TypeScript, you can use as to, it's not necessarily casting a value like you would see in a truly statically typed language, but it is basically telling the runtime that I expect the return value of this function to be of type dinosaur. And so then on the next line, when I'm trying to add that dinosaur to my map, it's the right type. It's basically, I don't think it's an assertion. It's just saying that when I get this thing back, I'm telling TypeScript that I know more than it does. Pixel Logic Dev with the raid. Welcome everyone. Let's go. Welcome raiders. Everyone should check out Pixel Logic Dev. He's also a member of our Live Coders team. And welcome everyone. We are attempting to write an API with Deno, which is the new secure JavaScript TypeScript runtime that's releasing version 1 today. And we came across a lot of issues. We're still on RC3 because version 1 hasn't officially been released yet. But yeah, we ran into issues where we couldn't find a MongoDB driver that actually works with version 1. We couldn't find a legitimate file watcher. We ended up just using yup as our schema validation, and now we're just doing an in-memory database. But we're almost there. We've got a get route, and we can list all dinosaurs, and we can create dinosaurs. But yeah, but thank you for all those follows, and welcome raiders. Cattles, thank you for the follow, and Nightfish, and K4 Walks, and Dat Boy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, technically you could use NodeMon. We were trying to find something like in the Deno ecosystem, and we found Denon. Oh, yeah, we found Deno. Oh, I see. You have to specify all of your permissions ahead of time. Somebody mentioned that. Yeah, we could get it working. Shaggy, 99.35, great work. All right, we need to add. Yeah, so here's where we're at. We can make a GET request, and it just says, hello world. Thank you, Pixelogic. We can make a post request to dinosaurs, which will create a dinosaur, and then we can make a GET request to /dinosaurs, which gives us back all of our created dinosaurs. And right now, it's just an in-memory database. Okay, we want to be able to delete dinosaurs and potentially update dinosaurs as well. We're going to add those 2 things, but before we do that, can everyone join me in dropping a dinosaur? So Deno is a runtime. So it supports TypeScript and JavaScript. And one of one of its selling points is that it's secure by default. So with Node.js, pretty much every script you run has full access to your file system, full access to the network. But with Deno, every single script you run, you have to explicitly allow those types of permissions. But yeah, let's do drop dinosaur. So I have this drop game. And if you type !drop followed by an emote or something else in the chat, we can all attempt to drop a dinosaur in honor of Deno. Look at that. Oh, that's a good drop. Who is that? It's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, that's me. So npm modules will only work if they export an ECMAScript module definition. So by default, when you import modules, you have to use their full URL. Very similar to how in the web browser, if you're using imports exports without any sort of build tool, you have to have an explicit URL. And this thing that is resolved must be an ECMAScript module. It can't be a common JS module or anything else like that, which is why and how we're bringing in this other module. So pika.dev is a bit of a Node.js replacement, or not Node.js, npm replacement, where they list packages that support ECMAScript modules by default. Because require and module.exports is common JS. That's different from actually ECMAScript modules. So for example, we're using this library called Yup, which is directly published to npm, but it's available on Pika, and you can import it like so. So anything that exports an ECMAScript module can be used inside of Deno. I'm not going to have time to build a front-end website. I have to go in like 10 minutes, honestly. Yeah, V8 is the runtime for sure. And Allosaurus. I'll add that next. Okay, where were we? And thank you, Rico, for that follow. A little off topic, can I make a multi-page website using React? And if yes, can you point me in the right direction? You want to use a router, client-side router. Look at React Router DOM. Welcome, Mint Jim. Sorry you're late. Okay, we want a new. Okay, so I wanted to look at Oak and to see if it supports route param. So the library we're using to make this API is called Oak. It's actually inspired by Koa, which is a Node.js runtime for creating APIs. But I want to look, do we get like route params? Okay, context.params will give us the information. Awesome. So I should be able to say ctx.params.id, and we can destructure that. And then I'll say if db.has that ID, then we'll just say context.response.body equals db.get that specific ID. And then otherwise, we're going to do an error response. Now, I really should create like a custom error handler that catches all of my errors, but for now, this is fine. Thank you, Flying Boba, for that follow. Okay, Dinosaur. I guess I should have called it a Dinosaur, huh? So, we'll do this. And actually, type undefined is not assignable to type string. So we'll say if ID and. So if ID exists, then it should be a string, right? A successful delete should have no content and status code 204. I disagree. Does that mean I disagree with the actual REST standard? Then yeah, I guess so. A delete response. I like all of my responses in my APIs. I like to have some sort of body. I don't like empty bodies. I just don't. All right, we're gonna try to delete this dinosaur. Not found. Great. Let's actually log the ID that we're getting. Yeah, and they're releasing version 1 today. Right now I'm using version 1 RC3, or 202 accepted. Okay, delete. Not found. It's literally oh. It's in memory. It's in memory. We have no dinosaurs, so it's not going to be found. Right? Of course. Of course. Yeah. The turtle has it. Here I am thinking, yeah, I totally forgot. We don't have a real database. Okay, so let's create it. That's great. Now, if we get it, it should be there. Great. And now if we delete it, it should go away. Delete. Okay. I guess I don't actually want to respond with... Okay, I agree. Let's go with status code 204. I guess I don't have to specify a body. Empty string. Context.response.status 204. All right, and if I try deleting it again, I should get 404. Oh, no. I need to literally delete it from the db.remove. I don't know. I'm not getting type completion for this map object. Is it unset? Does anyone know? What was he? Oh, yeah. It's just a JavaScript map. What's the method to remove it from there? Set, delete. Cool. So we will say delete that ID. All right. We should get a 404 because the database is empty. We should then be able to create a dinosaur. Great, it comes back. You missed 2 hours. Yes, I've been live for 2 hours. Then we should be able to delete by ID. We get back 204 no content. All right, we are a RESTful API. And then if I get all dinosaurs, I should get back an empty array. Yeah, okay, so it's working. That's great. Last thing I guess we need is update. Do we want to do an update? I guess I kind of want to do a generalized error handler. I don't like specifying an error handler in every single response. Let's just get that working, and then I'll call it done. Is it out yet? We can check. I have their Twitter page open, and I have the 1.0 issue that's still open. Still go for May 13th. Okay. And they haven't tweeted anything, so we need a command. Is Deno out yet? Okay, close that. Close that. That. All right. I want to see a generalized error handler. Error handling. So we could use this. Okay, so uncaught middleware exceptions will be caught by the application. Application extends the global event target in Deno. All right. I think this is what I want. Probably will be released after these tests pass. Cool. Are we Deno one yet? And thanks, Ron Wellman, for that follow. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we can add this after that. And so this will catch, I guess, catch anything. And then we can say if is HTTP, well, this will catch anything. That's not what it's actually not what I want. So basically I'm going to be able to call next. But oh. Yes. Okay, actually, so here's the thing. We'll use this. This is like, I'm used to Express, but this kind of like flips it on its head. We make this a a global middleware, like a middleware that's going to run for every single request, but it awaits next. And so awaiting next awaits the request handler. And if the request handler throws an error, we can do something with it. So yeah, we'll pass in next. So this will actually call any one of those middlewares. And I mean, I always want to do something with the error. But basically, I want to do something like this. Message is error.message. And status could be error.status or 500. Cool. So now with this basically global error handler, we could throw a not found error. So I could, right here, I could say error equals new error. Nice, Shaggy. And then I could say error.status equals 404. And then I could throw that error like that. And so this should then catch here, and it'll set the response body with that error status. And then I want to do something similar here. I could say error.status equals 422, and then throw that error. All right, is this the winner? Go Deno. Nope. Status does not exist on type error. Well, you know what? What if I want it to? Interface requests handler error extends error with a status which is of type number. How about that? So error as an, or can I type it like that? Yeah, error is a handler error. New handler error. Oh, it'll be merged? I'll just try to extend it. Let's see. Nope. Catch clause cannot have a type annotation. Oh, I could do class. Class. Or what you're saying is if I do this, isn't the whole point to not have a try except block in the routes? Not exactly. So for like my not found, yes, no try catch. For this one, my validation, my schema validation could potentially throw an error, and I want something to be inserted to actually set the status code, because otherwise I would have to have some custom logic in here that looks for a validation error, and I want that to be a part of this particular request handler. Why so complicated? All right, so this isn't right. I guess I'll create a class. Class request error extends error, and then we have a constructor that takes in any args and then calls super with those args, but it also has a status. I guess I could call this I request error, and then it has a status which is a number. I'll be doing katas this evening. So this is the rest operator. So this takes any number of arguments that are passed in here, and then invokes this function with any number of arguments that were passed in as well. So it extends error, implements I request error. Interface error. Oh, okay. That's a whole lot easier. So it said an interface called error, and then just set the status to be a number. Okay. And then I can get rid of like that weird type annotation thing that I did. Yeah, let's see if that works. That's a whole lot easier. Nope. Oh, well, now I just want a regular error. Quick stretch. quick stretch, and then we're done. We're done for now. No. No. Oh, buddy. Error. Status does not exist on type error. What? Let's call this request error. It has all the properties of the actual error, but it also has a number. Okay, and so we are going to say this is a new error that is a request error. And then we'll say error equals error as request error. All right, so that's listening. Now, so all of this to say, does our request middleware actually work? So if we try to make a post request to create a new dinosaur and it's missing an image, yes, we get back a 422. That's awesome. And then if we actually specify an image, flat, and then send it, it creates it. That's great. And if we get all of them, it shows up in the array. That's great. Okay, we've done it. All right, yeah. So give me some dinosaur types. Tyrannosaurus. Well, what did Robin say? The chat translator is best cool. Were you using Deno, or are you just using TypeScript? I don't know. Pterodactyl. Okay, so let's create a Tyrannosaurus, and we'll create a Pterodactyl, and we'll create a Velociraptor, and we'll create what else? And thank you, RXC, for that follow. What else? Give me another one. I guess, do we have a T-Rex? I think we have a T-Rex by default, right? I don't know how to spell. Yeah, we'll create literally a dinosaur called Deno. A CJ-saur. CJ Saurus. Oh yeah, a chicken. A chicken is a type of dinosaur, isn't it? Try-catch block versus if guards. They don't replace each other. Stegosaurus. If your code potentially throws an error, you want to put it in a try-catch block. If that's where you want to catch the error. Triceratops. I don't think we have that. Triceratops. Code source. You know, the oldest dinosaur of all? Node.js, because it's going to be replaced by Deno. Okay, awesome. So we created a bunch. Now we can request them. Look at that API. It's giving us back all those we got a T-Rex and a Tyrannosaurus and a Pterodactyl, Velociraptor and Deno and CJ-saurus and Stegosaurus and Triceratops and Codesaurus and Node.js. Ooh, and Allosaurus. I forgot about that one. F. Yeah, F in the chat for Node.js. All right. Post. There we go. And now if we get... there it is, Allosaurus. F. Awesome. All right, quick recap of what we did and things I learned. So, first off, what is Deno? Deno is a secure runtime for TypeScript and JavaScript. It's really cool. I like that by default, when you run a program, you have to explicitly pass in permission. So you have to explicitly say, like, allow network access, allowed read access to the file system, allowed access to my environment variables. Like, right now, you could install a package from NPM that literally wrecks your file system. Like, literally goes to the root of your hard drive and like deletes all files, or goes like searches your entire hard drive for every file that starts with a dot and then harvests any API keys or anything like that. Literally. Do I risk getting duplicate IDs by using UUID? Yeah, it's possible. This is, I will say right now, this is not at all a scalable solution. It's only in memory, and we should be using a real database. We should be doing like collision detection. Is that the 1.0 pull request? Yeah, we should be doing like ID collision detection to make sure that it doesn't exist. Work in progress, version 1.0.0. I mean, all tests are passing. Yeah, and the chances of them colliding, like the purpose and the things that are put into UID themselves, what do you call it? It's meant to not collide. Should we replace Node.js with Deno? No, not right now. So it's very early days. Today they are officially releasing version 1.0.0, which means that you can expect a stable API. So you can expect that they're not going to be changing the names of things. They're not going to be changing things too drastically. So while we're on the version 1 branch, Deno is going to get a lot more mature. More people will potentially trust that they can use it and things won't break. And you're gonna see a lot of more people start to use it now that it's in version 1. Like I was mentioning, I like that you have to explicitly give it permissions. That's awesome. It's really cool that I mean, is it cool? It's pretty cool. There is no package JSON, so all of your dependencies are just direct references to a particular file. All of the things that are under STD are the standard library for Deno, and you bring those in directly from the URL. Those get downloaded and cached. The test failed. Oh, that's unfortunate. One failing check. No. Debug Ubuntu. It doesn't matter, but that's funny. But so later today, it'll probably be released. What else? It's interesting that it uses TypeScript by default. So like instead of having to explicitly build your code like you would with the TypeScript compiler, Deno has its own build process and builds it for you. You can use all the TypeScript tooling that you're familiar with. You can use tsconfig and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And it supports all of the things in JavaScript that are like a part of the, well, in ECMAScript, right? So you can do things like top level await. Like this is how the standard is written for doing ECMAScript modules, and it works that way. All of your browser globals that you're used to exist here. So it's pretty cool. Now, it's early days. The first part of this stream, we just wanted to figure out like what web framework should we use, because I'm used to using Express and Node.js, and there are a few out there. So Oak, which is similar to Koa, which is sort of similar to Express, but it works on like async functions. This is what we decided to use because it had the most stars. It has like 600 stars on GitHub versus some of the others that we looked at. They only had a few hundred. .env we did get working. So this is a userland package, meaning somebody created it. Very similar to the .env package that we're used to in Node.js. That worked just fine. Object schema validation. I couldn't find AJV, which is another JSON validator. That's like a really, really popular JSON validator. But I ended up using Yup because we also figured out that you could install things from Pika, which is very similar to NPM, but Pika keeps track of things that actually have ECMAScript module support. So we can actually directly use this Yup package, which is a schema validator from the Pika CDN. And then a file watcher. Though, actually, I'm going to try to get this working right now because I think I'm realizing what I did wrong. So, Denon is a script that will automatically restart your code if it changes. So we want allow read, allow run, and we also want allow net. So what I messed up earlier was I did not specify the permissions whenever I installed Denon, which made it so that I could not actually run my program. So I'm going to install Denon, which is very similar to NodeMon or NodeDemon. It's a file system watcher that automatically will refresh my server if things change. And actually, now I don't think I need to specify any of these, right? Oh, actually, I technically don't need env anymore. Ah, okay. We'll get this. Because I have allow read, allow run, allow net. allow read, allow run, allow net. Oh well. I'm probably doing something silly, but basically Deno was like nodemon. We couldn't get that working, so we had to restart every time. And then we tried to build our API. So we had a basic dinosaur interface. We used yup to create the object validation schema. One issue was we wanted to use MongoDB, but the only Mongo driver we could find, Deno Mongo, does not support version 1 yet. So we actually couldn't connect to a real database. So we ended up just using an in-memory database. It's totally fine. We're still at least able to use Oak to create our route handlers. And yeah, that's great. There is documentation. I guess I just didn't read it. How do I see how my program actually looks? So this in particular is a REST API, meaning to interact with it, we need to make HTTP requests. So that's why I was using this tool called Insomnia, which is very similar to Postman or Postwoman or any of these tools for testing REST APIs. And so this allows me to make requests against the API, which then responds with JSON data. Yeah, so overall, it was fun. It was fun to try and figure things out. It's kind of lame that Deno Mongo doesn't support version 1 yet. We could have used something like Redis if we really did want NoSQL, because we did see that the Redis driver supported RC2, Deno RC2. But yeah, it took some getting used to, especially myself. Like I don't really use TypeScript on the back end that much, but it's cool. Deno RC. Does that do something similar? I'm done trying things, at least for now. But yeah, all this code will be on GitHub. I'll actually push it right there. Push it there right now so you can take a look. I think I just made like an empty repo. Yeah. Denon RC. Cool. Here's the other cool thing. There is no node modules directory, right? So Deno uses a global cache whenever you install something. So you don't have that bloated node modules folder in every single file. Look at all those chickens. Thank you, Aiden, for that posture check. Okay. So here you go. Here it is on GitHub if you want to check it out. I'm also open to pull requests if you want to like update that README with the proper way to run Denon. Also, if you find a Mongo driver that would actually work, if I would have done some research, I probably could have found something, because I'm sure that somebody has written a Mongo driver that works with TypeScript and that potentially uses the ECMAScript module standard. We just didn't do enough research. But that's it. This was fun. Check out Deno. It will be released soon. I believe there's a pull request open right now to turn it into version 1.0, which is a work in progress, but it will be released today. That's the plan. And you can follow their Twitter as well to see when it is released. But cool. I definitely see myself using this in the future as the ecosystem grows and matures. I definitely see myself trying to do it. And thank you, Ludrogan, for that. And keyboard, mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Thank you for that follow. All right. We're going to find someone to raid. Go to raidmessages.now.sh to grab that raid message and join us in this raid. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the subs. So Vendetta for the Twitch Prime sub, Sledge Dog for the 100 bits, Dusty Posy with that tier 1 sub, Berkserker with the 10 bits, Percelsior with the Twitch Prime sub, Murdoch with the 20 bits. Thank you all very much for your support. And thank you, Julius and Pac-Man, for that follows as well. Yeah, you're great. I appreciate you. This evening I'll actually be streaming again. The stream schedule down there has the time of the evening stream. I'm going to be solving Code Wars Code Katas. So last time we did very beginner stuff. I think this time we'll do like more intermediate style problems. So wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here is this.